let it go for a second because
Go
I
ahead.
always get that pre-show banter. You know how it go, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh,
Go ahead.
what up? What up? What up? It's episode 3 of the Extra Seasoning Podcast. No disrespect to the politically correct, but we need that extra seasoning. If it's worth doing, you know it's worth overdoing, man.
Go ahead. Sprinkle it, baby.
Giuseppe. Went from the hoop to the Chevy. Went from the Chevy to Lamb. Now these hoes call me the man. Went from no hope to broke joke to $1 million man. Now these hoes call me the man. Now these hoes call me the man.
All right. Once again, 2021 doing it just like 2020, man. It's a little somber at the beginning already.
This DLC pack is stupid. This 2020 DLC is stupid. I want a refund. Cicely Tyson, 96 years old, lived a hell of a life. Rest in peace, Cicely Tyson, and also rest in peace, Coach John Chaney. Definitely want to acknowledge two greats, and it's a sad thing that we almost feel like we have to make this a thing, which we are not going to make this a thing weekly. I actually want to highlight different things, but definitely want to pay respects though, because without them, this wouldn't be possible.
Indeed.
What we'll do is as always, not try to focus on the negative and try to bring the show down. We'll go ahead and keep it upbeat. Something that I do want to start doing though is giving people their flowers. I want to go and start by the first time giving somebody their flowers. We'll go ahead on and start with Master P, because Master P is a gem in the Black community.
Definitely.
He is it. Why would we continue to make them rich when we can go build our own and make our
Fact.
own rich? Definitely want to give Master P his. Stacey Abrams.
The
Ain't got to
GOAT.
talk. Ain't got to talk about her, man. You ain't got to mention, anything after you say Stacey Abrams,
GOAT.
because as soon as I hear the name Stacey Abrams, I just see that picture standing there with her arms crossed.
Tell Donald I want him to know it was me.
She won, man. She won. So it was crazy, because this is something that's going to always stick with me, as far as like when people say it was this phrase or this caption that I read, and it said when she lost to Kemp, they didn't realize that she was a seed.
Oh, of course. They turned her
So
up.
right, definitely want to give Stacey hers, because without her, we probably have another foe of the orange.
Unfortunately.
So yeah,
But we in there.
big ups to you, Stacey. Big ups to you. And finally, we're gonna end this with Lakeith Stanfield, Sir Lakeith Stanfield. I watched Sorry to Bother You the other day, and I just
It,
realized like
it grew on me.
how talented this man is. Like,
Grew on me.
it don't matter what he does. He did that. He did Atlanta. He did
Nigga shit.
nigga shit, nigga shit. Yeah, man. But he did that. He did Straight Outta Compton. He did a lot, and he's still doing more that we're gonna
Got
talk about.
range.
Yeah, he it definitely got range. But yeah, we got another thing we want to talk about with him a little bit later on.
Yeah. But once again, man, rest in peace to a queen and an icon, man. But like I said, we ain't gonna be somber, man. Let's go ahead and move on. Some fake news and Drake news. The COVID relief has predictably stalled already. Trying to do this whole bipartisan thing. People need money, man. People need help. I think it's time out for the bipartisan shit. You won, you got in there. Let's get this shit going.
Right.
I understand you want to try to do this the right way. I understand you want to try to stick to what you said on the campaign trail, but
Mhm.
hell, a lot of those political promises, almost all of them, they meant to be broken. So at the end of the day, fuck the unity. Let's get the people some help,
Right. And don't drag your feet about it either. Don't drag
because
your feet.
it's a little bit too. I know it's been. It's only been what, a week, 2 weeks,
Hmm.
but at the end of the day, you got people who hungry. You got people who don't have jobs. You got people who some of their jobs are never coming back.
Right.
Um, they need help.
Right.
So you in there, I don't want to hear people preaching unity when the other side spent 4+ years, because it wasn't even just while he was in office. Before he got there, they spent 4+ years, sowing hate and division.
Mhm.
So you, as somebody who supports interaction and sowing hate and division don't get to tell me about trying to unify and heal the country. I just don't want to hear that.
Just make it right.
But
Just
whatever. That's just me. I'm going on a rant already, man. Was was Biden's first week a win for you?
um, I feel like it was a start, but I don't want to say it was a win. I feel like it's a little too early to say anything is a win. But it's definitely a start. Reversing the whole, of course, the equality thing with transgender bathrooms. Trans people are able to join the military now with no scrutiny or whatever. Um, and then everything that he's doing with, of course, the COVID relief and the talks, which are just, of course, talks right now. I need to see a little bit more action going into his, first end of his first month. So by the time that February 20th rolls around, I need to see, something substantial done. So I think it's a little too soon to kind of grade and say it was a win or not. I need to see a little bit more.
Well, I definitely wouldn't call it a win. It's rollback season.
Right,
He on his Walmart shit.
right,
So I get it. It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta take politics for what it is.
right.
There's definitely a situation where you should understand how it goes. I mean, Trump was cutting money from Parks Department and stupid shit. So it's kind of
Hmm.
like I gotta undo. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna get worse before it get better.
Hmm.
So we just I
Yeah,
don't want
most
to. I
definitely.
don't. I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach patience, but let's be a little patient.
Right.
You know. How you feel about the mood of, I guess, the mood of the country as far as the political optimism and just, do you feel like stuff is starting to turn around maybe with even in the first 2 weeks with people? I don't want to say trust in the government because I don't think people ever gonna trust the government again, but at least maybe trying to bring back a little bit of optimism in the way of being hopeful that they'll try to do the right thing, I guess.
I guess for me, I'm definitely, optimistic about an upturn. I do expect it to happen. And I feel like, Joe Biden stepped into a very good situation, because it comes on the heels of course, the Capitol attack, the attack on the Capitol. So it was like, yeah, this could be, a bad thing, but it's politics. I'm gonna flip this. I feel like it's a good talk. I feel like it's a very good talk. But I just need to see some walking behind it. I need to see some action. Am I optimistic? Definitely. But I don't want to be overly optimistic and then, my expectations are shattered. So I'm gonna just
That's
dial it
true.
back. I'm gonna just dial it back.
I need him to just, if it's not gonna work, I need him to just go and turn into Dirty Joe, bro. Just turn up, just turn up, man. You be like, listen, I'm about to take this pen and we gonna get the job done. I'm not gonna do, like I said at the beginning. I'm tired of the bipartisan stuff, man. Because you can that's hope. That's fun to hope for, but I've seen what these people are about within the last since November. I've seen what you're really about. To be honest with you, just get the job done.
But the pen better be mightier than the sword, man.
You would hope so.
Pen
But
better be mightier.
I guess we could transition to well, it's not really a transition. We'll stay here, but we're gonna
Hmm.
just move on. Capitalism is winning again.
Hmm.
Indoor
Hmm.
dining is making a return for New York, New York City,
Hmm.
just in time for Valentine's Day. How
Right.
convenient. How convenient.
Right. Of course, man. No better time. No better
Yeah.
time.
But
So I mean, go out there and enjoy your Valentine's Day, with 50 other people at Applebee's if you want
oh
to.
boy.
If you want
And
to.
the homelessness be so bad, but it's like the stores, like everybody losing money. We need, paycheck protection and
Yeah.
shit like that. But
Yeah.
somehow, some way, you making shit shake to be able to build like these elaborate like bubbles and
Hmm.
just crazy stuff.
Hmm.
Now, it's not it's not the restaurant job to fight homelessness, but
Right.
any other situation, any obstruction that's covering sidewalks, you'll get it torn down. You kick them out. You put
Right.
stuff up so homeless people can't sleep there.
Right.
By the way, I don't know the last time you went through like 75, 85, or uh, like coming out
Hmm.
20 East.
Hmm.
City of Atlanta, man, y'all ought to be shaming yourself with all those rocks that they put under the bridges and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, I that's sad, because if you ride
you
through the city at all ever, you know that under the bridges is like That's basically Atlanta's Skid Row.
Atlanta's Coachella, but
Right. That's Atlanta's Coachella. So I mean, for them to put all those rocks up under there, that's a bad look, man. That's
I
a bad
mean,
look.
you got money and time to do all of that. Just fight homelessness.
Right.
But
Right.
whatever.
Because what you did was, instead of them being, mainly gathered in one spot, you scattered them all over the city now. So, I think it's Seattle that's doing a very good job of setting an example of what defund the police means.
Yeah.
So they're basically cutting funding back and paying for hotel rooms for homeless
Right.
people. Why not, have that policy in pretty much every major city?
Because we don't need robot dogs
Hey man, hey
and
man,
and tanks for Black Lives Matter protests. But uh
hey man.
listen, we didn't go that far. I got a
Ooh,
couple of extendo clips for that
that's a
for
conversation.
that conversation. But
That is a
but no, man.
conversation for your
Like I said,
ass.
capitalism has won again, even though
Hmm.
there's no such thing as capitalism. It's just, niggas that got the money, niggas that spend the money. There's money doesn't have an owner, man.
Right.
And it's funny. We talked earlier. I talked about the David and Goliath thing. David
Hmm.
and Goliath only works if David got his rocks. He got that slingshot. If you don't have nothing to throw, it don't matter.
Don't matter.
So Wall Street Bets and Robin Hood, Wall Street Bets, they there's a Reddit group. They a bunch of people banded together and put their money together to go ahead and squeeze the people who buy shorts.
Mhm.
Robin Hood said, no, we're not gonna have that because my big brother, he's backing me, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and I'm gonna go and shut that down. So people
And
were
that.
buying up stocks of like what GameStop, AMC,
Hmm.
BlackBerry,
Hmm.
basically expecting them to fail.
Hmm.
So you borrowing on that bet that it's gonna fail, and when it comes time to fulfill the order, if that price actually went up, you're gonna get hold out because you're gonna have to pay it at that
Right.
higher price.
That's what gets me also because Robin Hood, I guess if we're speaking historically, Robin Hood was a vigilante who,
Mhm.
stole from the rich, gave to the poor. But it's the antithesis today because it's like, oh, these niggas trying to buy up GameStop.
Oh
Ah
yeah,
nah, oh nah, oh nah, we gotta shut that down.
it's true, but how many times has nobility been bastardized by capitalism?
Mm,
You know,
mm,
so it's that's just one of them things. And I know I say that
happens.
a lot, but it is
Happens.
just one of those things.
Man, put that on a t-shirt.
Oh, definitely
Put that on the t-shirt.
bastardized by capitalism.
That's wild. That
But
is
I'm
wild.
not gonna stay there too long. Because to be honest with you, we should do, if not next week, we should just do a whole show on. I mean, I'm not a finance guy per se, but I guess financial literacy. It's got to be one of those.
No better time to at least learn,
Right.
to take interest. So,
But I'll move to the NFL. They got their own problems, and
ooh,
trust me, we get into that.
ooh,
Um,
wee,
but I'm I'm happy it's almost over. My team been out for like 2 weeks, and I feel like this
ooh,
show,
wee.
even though I love what we're doing here, I feel like this show is a fucking jinx.
Wait, 2 weeks? My team been out a whole month, man.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm
A
sorry to
whole
hear that.
month,
But I feel like
but
this show is a jinx.
we'll be all right. But
But
yeah,
I go ahead and give us the Deshaun Watson news because we've been talking about bruh since episode 1.
that's crazy too because it's like every other day is something new with him. In the beginning, of course, it was Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins for a tour, but now it's Deshaun Watson has a trade package with the Jets. Deshaun Watson has a trade package with the Panthers, which I don't want to see him in the
That's
South.
fine, but why in the okay?
I,
I'm not gonna curse. Why in
bro,
the hell would you who Deshaun Watson for Tua?
Deshaun Watson for Tua, man,
Stop it.
because Tua has a lot of upside, I guess, because this was just his rookie season.
No.
Hey, man, that ain't what the Texans said. The Texans saw a whole lot in Deshaun. I mean, not
Man,
Deshaun, but
listen.
Tua.
Bill O'Brien is back there in the back cleaning toilets because there's no way.
Still talking to people.
Yeah.
Still talking to people, man. But yeah, so Deshaun has a trade package with Denver for Drew Lock and somebody else and some picks, right? The trade package for the Panthers includes Teddy Bridgewater. So that was send Teddy to the Texans. Of course, the Dolphins would have Tua, but the Jets are just trying to give up picks. No players, just picks.
Uh Do they know how the NFL work?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But that is it's really strange because it's like okay, we don't have to give up players now because he wants to come here. So we're gonna see what we can do with the picks. He wants to come here. So I'm sure, by next week we'll have a destination set.
He can come to the
Well,
Saints.
nah, he can't.
He can come to the Saints.
Nah.
We got hey, listen, we got pieces already established.
Nah. Nah.
It's cool. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this again. It's cool.
Nah.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
We're gonna move on with that. But yeah, we'll of course have more Deshaun watch next week. For my next point, DeAndre Hopkins feels a little slighted, right? Because
He must have
DK,
watched the episode of I Am Athlete.
yes, he did. Uh, he feels a little slighted because DK, of course, his top 5 receivers are Julio at number 1.
Mm,
DK has himself at number 2. He's
mm,
got Hop at 3, Devontae Adams at 4,
mm.
OBJ, Stephon Diggs, and AJ Brown are
And
5A, B, and C.
the thing about his list, what did you expect him to say?
I don't
He
know
wasn't
if
gonna put himself number one.
he couldn't put himself number 1.
He's a second year in the league. You can't come on.
Right.
No.
I just don't know if
He
I
didn't
would
even
have
have a
put
better year
myself.
than he didn't even have a better year than Justin Jefferson.
No, and that's the next one.
So
Justin
he's right,
Jefferson put Justin Jefferson has Julio number 1, Devontae Adams at 2, Justin he has himself at 3,
which is
DK.
very humble for a guy from Louisiana.
I believe it. I'm not arguing that fact
Just
because
be honest.
y'all are some cocky niggas down there.
Hey, it is what it is.
Y'all some cocky niggas down there. But him at 3, he got DK at 4, and Hop at 5.
I don't disagree.
Hop at 5? If
I don't
anything, he got to put Hop at 4.
I don't disagree because look at the way that the list was, it was based on how good the quarterback was this year. And after like week 9,
Mhm.
Kyler Murray was injured. So his numbers went down.
True. I give you that.
So
But
if
Hop
we're
at
just talking for
5?
this year, well, no. I mean, in the perfect situation, maybe not. But this year, I don't know.
Neither one of those receivers have made that catch this season except for Hop. If nothing else, you got to put Hop at 3.
And that was the
None of them.
highlight of his season, though.
I get that 100%, 100%. But that was a make or break catch because that kept them alive for the playoffs,
And they still didn't make the
and they
playoffs.
still didn't make the
So
playoffs. But
you
that
know,
was still make or break. That was a pivotal catch. I just don't know if I would have him at 5 though. That's not me. If I could rearrange this list, I'd have Julio lower than what he's at.
of course, I got
I,
Julio. If we just talking this year, I got Julio not even top 5. He didn't stay healthy. If
no,
we
he did
just talking this year, he didn't. He missed the last 4 weeks.
four games, right?
Nah, he can't be top 5 this year. I mean,
Nah,
it was just weird because it was mixed. It was like they gave him props for being an elder statesman. It was kind of like the LeBron thing, the
right,
Kobe. They
right,
gave him his flowers,
right,
basically.
right. It'd be the same thing if Megatron was still in the game.
Right.
So
But
that was why Hop felt he felt some type of way about that. And I can't blame him because 5 is a very low spot. The Pro Bowl this year has a new format, of course, because COVID.
all the time, all the time. They need to go back to Hawaii.
Need to go back to Hawaii, man. They said they left Hawaii because the stadium was falling apart, but yet Hawaii's still playing there.
Okay, but they keep playing games in Tampa.
They keep playing games in Tampa, man. Why? And we ain't even gonna get to the Super
Tampa
Bowl.
hasn't renovated their stadium in like 20 years.
True, very true. And it would have been freaking the Raiders if they hadn't moved to Las
Hell,
Vegas this season.
how about just listen, it's no fans because of COVID anyway. Take the game to Georgia State Stadium. There's no fans. Just play it there. I swear to God, it will work. You want to play outdoors.
Bro, we're
They
going to
gonna
Turner.
Bro, they gonna be playing tag, basically. Like just
Hey, it's still 100 yards.
thank
It's,
you. And it's outdoors.
it's
So
outdoors.
so just I mean,
But I mean,
Cause where is it? Orlando?
it's in you talking about Super Bowl? Oh no, the Pro Bowl this year. No, they're playing from home. It was originally in Orlando, but
Well, that's what I should have said.
right, the format this year has each player playing their own position at home.
So you telling me I can go catch a meal?
Bro, the Pro Bowl this year has each player playing their own position at home
So you telling me I should hold off on firing up the grill until Super Bowl Sunday?
until Super Bowl Sunday.
Bet.
I would not do it. I don't even think I'm watching the Pro Bowl this year, man. Because Derrick Henry's gonna have 500 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's gonna have 500 rushing yards. Russell Wilson's gonna have 1,000. It's just gonna be
Yeah, this is already trash.
And I know for a fact Kyler Murray's a gamer, so he's gonna throw up 1,000 himself.
Let's recap championship weekend, man. You got your boys put out, and I got
Man,
I told you the show was a jinx. I got Tampa put in the Super Bowl.
yeah,
I
you
guess.
did. You did. No, both of us did. We both took Green Bay. So if we making a prediction for my hateful place this time, we got to pick the Chiefs.
Nah. Well,
no, no.
you had to pick the Bucks.
We got to pick the Bucks. You're right. Got to pick, but it's something just in me that cannot
I'm
pick
not
the
doing
Bucks. I can't. I cannot.
I'm not doing that.
It's just a part of me. Like, yeah, I want them to lose, and
I don't
this
care
show
what
is a
happens
jinx.
next
I
week.
can't
I'm
say
never
go
gonna pick
Bucks.
Tom Brady.
Right.
I didn't even root for Tom Brady when he beat the Falcons. I was just like, I hope both of them lose.
That's how it was when he played the Saints, man.
That's it. That's it. I'm like, I just want both of y'all to lose.
I
I
just
don't
want
want to root for
everybody
nobody
to
because I
lose.
wasn't. If the Falcons had won, it wouldn't have been a big deal. They would have beat Brady. It would have just been a situation where I got to deal with the fans.
It wouldn't have been a big deal,
No,
bro.
not for me. Not for me.
Oh, I was like, because folks in New York still talking about Tom Brady, man.
It is what it is.
The Giants are still talking about Tom. Oh, we got got Tom. So why can't y'all? We got Tom with Eli Manning. Why
Well,
can't y'all?
Tom played like shit in the second half. He had a total of 3 touchdowns, but a total of 3 interceptions. And in the second half, his stats were, I think, 7 for 14 with 3 interceptions.
Yes, they were.
The refs, you know what I'm saying? He brought his B game and he brought the refs A game.
Right.
They let them play all game. But whatever.
The check cleared.
It is right. It is what it is. The Chiefs are back again in the Super Bowl. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited. Because I don't want to pretend to be a Patrick Mahomes fan, but the guy is a special player.
He's a very special player. He just make it happen.
Right. Hoping to see that. Nothing too much to say with that game, except for I predicted that game exactly how it went. It got out of hand early, and they won by like 10-14.
It happens. Again, it's like I said last week, you cannot get down against the Chiefs.
At all.
If you get down, the gas pedal's already on the floor. They're not giving up.
Came back running.
Right. Exactly. So
speaking of the Louisiana boys, is Lonzo leaving? I don't think so. I think he's just in a slump. I don't think he's going nowhere. Because if you look at the way that the team is made up, you just let him play his game. It's no reason for him to be running that offense and the offense not be running gun.
Right. I don't think Lonzo's moving either. And it's not even necessarily because of that reason. I feel like Lonzo isn't moving because Zion and B.I. just trust him.
Right.
You don't want to break up a nucleus, even though there may be some struggles. Now, I can understand if Zoe was out here just doing his best Bradley Beal impression and, nobody else was showing up. But he's not. Like, it's the opposite. Like, it's not even the opposite because, he's still regular Zoe. He just has a couple off games. But when he has his own games, the guy is on.
Right.
The guy is on. So I don't feel like they're gonna end up moving him, but I do think that there will be something done. I do think that somebody's gonna get picked up for the Pels, and there's gonna be an upturn on that.
Well, they need to make a move. So
they do need to make a move.
So
deadline is approaching.
Speaking of making a move, NBA All-Star is potentially moving to the great state of Georgia.
Bro, folks just trying
No,
to wipe the city of Atlanta off the map.
listen, man. They gotta make listen. Capitalism wins again.
They trying to wipe the city off the map.
Capitalism wins again. But hey, if you're gonna make the money, I could appreciate what Chris Paul is trying to do. He's trying to make sure
Yeah,
a guaranteed percentage of that, and I don't know what the percentage is for use to use by the HBCUs.
right.
I don't know if that's the AUC specifically. I hope not.
AUC gets everything.
I hope not because the HBCU elites. I'm sick of that.
Right.
But even if it is the AUC, I hope somebody get to eat off of this.
So yeah, somebody outside of the AUC. Because again, every time you see a headline of somebody giving the HBCU some money, it's always Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, Howard.
Ugh.
Right. Like it's never, uh Grambling. It's never a
The
Bowie
Fort Valley
State.
State University.
Never the Fort Valley State University. It's never, one of them. Never a Morgan State. It's always Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, Howard.
And I have nothing against the AUC. Trust me, I have nothing against the AUC. If you're gonna donate, do your research.
Right.
Like
Right.
if you're gonna donate, just do your research. There's plenty of schools that that can use the money. Plus, if the AUC is so great, like I told you before, get Morris Brown back on their feet.
Right.
Karis LeVert, shout out to Karis LeVert.
Yeah. Prayers up, man. Speedy recovery on that.
Found out he had cancer on his kidney, but shout out to Karis LeVert. Speedy recovery, man. Prayers up for him. Go to the doctor, man. I'm talking to
Yeah.
myself, I guess, too.
Right. Talking to black men. Black men, go to the doctor, please.
The doctor sucks, man.
Yeah,
I just don't like the smell. It's too clean.
it smells sterile. As soon as you walk in the doors, it's like, I don't like it here.
Last little point I got for NBA, just a little Kobe reflection, nothing too deep.
Speaking of,
I did better than I thought I would do, man.
Mhm.
This past week.
Mhm.
Tuesday was kind of bad when I first got up. I didn't really have an attitude, but I had this weird feeling since probably Sunday, and I didn't know what was wrong with me, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Tuesday came around. I think I watched a couple of Kobe tributes, a little bit of video. Other than that, it was nice seeing all of the tributes and stuff like that, but at a certain point I had to just put it down
Right.
because I could feel myself going into that spiral. And I was like,
It became a lot. It became a
it
lot.
was, and I was like, when it first happened, I spent like a week just crying about the situation. So I'm like, I'm not going back into that.
Right. I'm
Rest in peace to Kobe, man. Rest in peace to Gigi.
right.
Because I can feel it already. I can feel it already, man. Go ahead and get into the listens and the watch for the week.
Got you there. So this week I've been on my Mac Miller heavy. I don't know, like Mac Miller, his birthday was the other day, and I just picked him back up. Not that I ever put Mac down, but I just had him heavy in the rotation, and this week it was swimming and circles, which prompted me to go pick up. Man, I ain't gonna tell you how much I spent on this,
Man, don't tell your wife how much you spent on that.
but I went and picked up the box set for swimming in circles.
Shit.
Woo! But yeah, I had to, man. It's a collector's item,
Of
and
course.
I feel like that was a good way to pay tribute to the family because they're taking portions of that and they're donating it to drug use and drug habits and stuff like that. So if it's for a good cause and to boost up the collection and also my way of having a piece of Mac, I just had to pull the trigger on that.
Right.
So been listening to a lot of Mac. Also went back, revisited Thundercat. It is what it is. Wiz Khalifa, ONIFC.
Only niggas in first class.
Only nigga in first class. A lot of folks didn't like it. A lot of folks didn't like that or Rolling Papers, and
It was okay.
I don't know why. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Because people got stuck on cushion orange juice. We talked
People
about that.
got stuck on mixtape Wiz, and this
Hey.
is not mixtape Wiz.
Mixtape Wiz was that guy.
This was not Cabin Fever. This was not 28 grams. This was not
Phone numbers.
This was right. This was not any of that. This wasn't How Fly. This wasn't 2009.
Burn
This
that.
was label. This was album Wiz, and of course it's different, but that's to be expected because it was the same way with Wayne. Wayne did his mixtapes, and it sounded way different from the Carter series and sounded way different than Dedication. So it's just
That's
a
definitely
it was just a different time, man.
well. Since we talking about different, some of my listens for the week
Mm-hmm.
was old Kanye. When I say old Kanye, nothing in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but just old Kanye. I was listening to Through the Wire coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just old Kanye was great to me because it was just the beauty in being unknown. Like you, whether you want to be famous or not, you could have your message get out there, and you could just let your message be your message. It's not shaped by anything.
Right.
Um, it's just the beauty of being unknown. Uh, Also, I picked back John Mayer,
Mm-hmm.
Battle Studies in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Battle Studies was just a great album to me. I don't know. I think I first what year is that from? Like 2009. Some of the tracks were like Half of My Heart. Who says was my shit. This young dumb dude. You hear some lyrics you relate to, and it's like so
Yeah.
people probably thought I was I was weird for that. But no,
Hey
John
man,
Mayer was good though.
what is weird? Because that is a whole episode we could do right there. Because when you think about weird, you can't really put a definition on it because what's weird to you may not be weird to me.
It's all relative.
It is definitely relative because I recently, put Courtney on to My Hero Academia,
Hmm.
and she hasn't, watched an anime ever, because she always thought it was weird, and now, she is watching Naruto. Like, it's just things that you just aren't into at the moment, because I always feel like, your mindset's gonna change. Mindset is always gonna change.
Yep.
Again, another episode.
Yeah. But for the watches, I didn't really have. I mean, we talked about the watches last week, but
Mhm.
so for this week, I guess I want to switch up a little bit and just talk about pre-watch thoughts for American Skin because I haven't. I saw the trailer, but I hadn't looked at it
Right.
just yet. And Judas and the Black Messiah. So what do you
That's
what do you expect? I mean, I don't even have you seen American Skin?
I have not seen American Skin yet.
Okay,
Not
so
yet.
what American Skin is basically it's a father and his son that get put over by the police.
Mhm.
Um, and it's I think it's what Spike Lee. It's Spike Lee, by the way. So you know where we going with this.
Mhm.
Father's gonna get put over by the police.
Mhm.
The son is trying to record because he's young and he don't understand that his rights are different
Mhm.
than everybody else's. So yeah, while you may be able to record a police doing their job, if your skin looks like mine, you can't do that. What are you expecting to see, or how how are you expecting to feel with Judas and the Black Messiah?
I don't know. I really want to feel like a sense of pride. I really want to feel a sense of accomplishment at the end. Um, but I don't know. Like, I feel like it's gonna be a lot of anger in that movie. Kind of like when I watched, what was that? When They See Us. When I watched When They See Us for the first time, it was a lot of anger, a lot of just
I didn't watch that movie on purpose.
I want to say you missed it, but then again, it's
I ain't
like
miss shit.
right, like exactly,
I
because
will not do that to myself.
you're kind of living it anyway. So
Exactly. I won't do that to myself.
you're kind of living it anyway. But ooh, When They See Us was deep. It was, man, Ava DuVernay. Shout out to you. Give her flowers too, man.
Right.
Give her flowers too. But yeah, so and then also that movie, The Hate You Give, American Skin sounds kind of like that. Get pulled over. Of course
Yeah.
it was, the kid in the car who didn't really, take the police serious. He was outside reaching for a brush, brushing his hair, whatever, and it happened. It happened. So I mean, I want to feel a sense of pride at the end of this movie, but I mean, these movies have, kind of like, I don't want to say let us down, but they've been anger inducing,
More of the
to
same.
say the least. Yeah.
I guess for me, um, I'm trying to see how I want to put it. It's just, I guess you know what? I'll just go straight into with the show topic because that's exactly what it is. It's another one of the situations where it attacks the white gaze, like how white people see you, and seems like it has to. get their approval first. When it comes to
Mhm.
some of these movies, it seems like that's where it goes.
Mhm.
But with Spike Lee, obviously, he's always attacking that. So with like some of the reviews that I already saw, it's like, oh, this black fantasy land of being able to, mess with the police, how they feel they're being messed with. And I think it attributes to some of the social defense mechanisms that we put up with, code switching
It's
and I mean
real.
that's definitely a defense mechanism anyway.
Right.
You watch it as you come up as a young adult. You may not understand it at first. A lot of people when you're younger, you say, "Oh, you talking white." But as you get older, you're like, "I'm not talking white. I'm just being palatable." Uh,
Mm.
so I guess it's like, "Oh yeah, hey man, how you doing?" I just and then it's funny because you sit there and you catch yourself. You're like, "What the fuck am I doing that for?"
Right.
Like these
I don't have to do that. I don't have to do
these
that.
people don't know me from Adam, bro. I can just
I don't have to do that.
I don't gotta do that. Even way back to when I remember me and Leighton, we went to Vegas back in like
Mhm.
2013, and dude, we went to I want to say Subway. It was some issue when it came time for me to get my food. It was obviously some issue with the price. And the first thing that I thought about, I should have turned up because I was being disrespected. First thing I thought about was, well, wait, let me figure out how I want to maneuver this because I don't want to be the angry black dude.
Mhm.
That's funny. For somebody that's just going on vacation and you're supposed to be there to have a good time. That's the first
Enjoying
thing you
yourself.
think. Yeah.
Right.
First thing you think is how can I make sure I get home?
And to, I guess circle back to what you were saying about, being the angry black dude. We don't get it nearly as bad as, black women, because
Oh, of course.
if they raise their voice just even I guess slightest octave, it's like, oh hey, calm down, don't want to,
Well,
switch on the attitude there, LaQuisha.
even outside of the voice, if they
The mannerism.
mannerisms that don't move your hands too fast.
Right.
If I don't sound cheery enough when I speak to you,
Right.
oh, something must be wrong with her.
Right.
And I mean, black people don't owe you anything. You
Nah.
know, they don't owe you an explanation. We don't owe you any respect. I guess I'll move into the next piece. With the because I mentioned code switching,
Hmm.
and who are you? When it's time to stop code switching, who are you? Like, are you actually that person, or is it leaking over into your personal life to the point where you start to actually forget whether you're at work or at home? I know some people go through that a lot. You put a lot of work in and you get home and you don't know how to wind down.
Yeah. I guess for me, like, as soon as because working at inbound call centers or whatever, and with me with being with Verizon and tech support, it's like, yeah, I have to present myself a certain way on the phone. I got to be professional and everything, but I try to still like leave a piece of me in my phone calls, because it's really easy to get, I guess, suckered into just permanently code switching, like just permanently being somebody you're not. Because it's happened to me in the past, when I worked at Geico. It's like I go to work and I just wouldn't know how to turn it off when I got back to campus. You got to be able to be yourself, and that's one thing that I don't want to say that I don't like, but that's just customer service. That's just customer service, where you have to, present yourself professionally. So I can't go
It's
in there, just with the slang and everything. But you also finna get a true version of me, because I don't want
right.
to get off work and talk to my wife differently. I don't want to get off work and interact with you differently. I ain't trying to do that.
It's funny
So
because that's what we talked about Lakeith Stanfield earlier, and that's why I said we would mention him later because
mhm.
same thing with Sorry to Bother You.
Yes, yes.
Look at how that affected his personal relationships.
Yes, man. Because and that yeah, that's what we said was gonna circle back to, because he was also gonna be in
Judas and the Black Messiah.
yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah. He's also gonna be in that. Sorry to Bother You is literally what I started out doing. It was, hey, I got to switch on my white voice. Sorry to bother you, but nah, like, I gotta be me, man, because it's really easy to forget who you are when you are someone else for so long.
That's facts.
The movie was super entertaining to me, at least. It's
I
super
was
entertaining to me.
it was pretty good. It grew, like I said, it grew on me. When I first went to see the movie, I was like, all
Mhm.
right, I don't really know what I'm watching.
I got a hierarchy when it comes to like, these black films. Black Dynamite is at the top of my hierarchy. Like if you can't top Black Dynamite, then of course it goes S A B C D and F. So I got a Black Dynamite's a S class black movie.
All right.
So I sorry to bother you. It was, I guess, like it was entertaining to me from the jump because like that plot twist that's real life what's about to happen with these humanoid robots. So great job.
So let me move forward a little bit. So the I guess I want to say I think we should take control of who we are when it comes to our social defense mechanisms. Take control of your progress, take control of your pain, and take control of your success. And take control of your progress. Just um, be more mindful of who you're becoming in the moment. Don't wait until you get home and say, "Shit, I should have said that. I should have." Asserted myself a little bit more. Take control of your pain. I don't want to call it pain, but just the things that piss you off. Try to take control of it. Confront the issue at the beginning. Hell, if somebody's pissing you off, let them know. If something is affecting your vibe, don't kill my vibe. But if something is affecting your vibe, man, let the person know. If it's affecting the flow of business, if it's messing with the morale, let them know. And take control of your success. Toot your own horn, man. We spend too much time being humble. You put too much work in to sit there. Well, I try a little bit, or I'm just doing what I do, or I just again, fuck that. We spend too much time being humble. We put too much work in to be that person where you don't know how to party. Somebody wants
Right,
to take you out, or
right.
somebody want to celebrate you and give you your flowers. You sitting there, oh no, no, just this and that,
Enjoy
and
that shit.
I'm just trying to do my job. Nah.
Right. Nah, man, you gotta really like, I guess like with everything that's happening and history's kind of repeating itself. Any day above ground, you gotta celebrate life. Even if you don't like, even if you have a bad day, like you have to celebrate life. Every day is a success. At some point, you just got to be able to sit down and be like, yeah, I did that, I did that, I did that too, man. I'm that nigga. Like
Right.
I'm that guy. Just do it, man. Like because if you don't do it, nobody, you can't expect somebody else to pat you on the back. I don't expect nobody to pat me on the back,
Ever.
right? Because I have to be able to make myself happy. I have to be able to tell myself I did a good job, and anything else that I get is just extra.
Indeed.
So if somebody says, "Oh yeah, I noticed that you did this on this project right here. I like that." Well, I already told myself I liked it anyway, but I appreciate you for acknowledging me.
Exactly. Exactly. With this one, I won't be long winded. We got something real to get to in this taking out the trash. So I'll start with what I call capitalism crabs. The minimum wage defenders.
Hmm.
Uh, the people who think it's okay for people to have to work three jobs. Nobody's saying that you need to get rich from flipping burgers.
Hmm.
But I think it's complete bullshit that you think people should make less than $15 an hour. I think maybe not all jobs would be 15,
Right,
but to say that 780 or whatever it is, 785 is a fair amount of money for putting
it's
in at least. And these people, they're not working 40 hours. You can work your 40 hours and you can go home.
right,
Most of these people are working 70, 80, however many hours you can push in a week, and they're working multiple jobs, and they still
right.
go home after taxes with probably $28,000. And I
Bro, I
mean,
just did some math real quick. 780, so $7.80 at minimum wage and 45 hours is $390.
right?
And then that ain't even taxed.
No. And
That's
so
not
for
even taxed.
15 dollars an hour, you only going home with what, $32,000 a year.
Right.
So $32,000 a year is making you feel like the price of milk is gonna go up. Oh, if we pay them $15 an hour, a gallon of milk is gonna be $20. And you're like,
It's
no,
gotta
bro.
be.
The cost of living is not gonna go up. You
Right.
gotta realize the cost of living been going up, and we ain't been making no more money.
And ain't been making no more money. Right. So, I mean, and the people who, of course, make more than that won't necessarily be affected by it because they're not going to boost you up, whatever the difference is. But there'll just be more money circulating in this economy
Trying to
that
figure out.
we're trying to revive.
I'm just trying to figure out why. why you upset with these people who? Why you upset with broke people?
You got
You
your
should be
own money.
you should be mad at the people who don't pay you enough for what you do. That's why they
Right.
tell you don't discuss your salary with your coworkers.
Because they don't want you to go back talking about, oh yeah, I make this. Oh, you make that. Damn, they shortchanging me. I need to go talk to whoever I got to talk to.
You met with the wrong people. But next on the list of taking out the trash, point you had about colorism.
Colorism is trash. Like, I'm anti-cancel culture, but I feel like colorism needs to be canceled because dark-skinned women, and this ain't, nothing against any color of brown. I love all brown people. But it's like, okay, so you got like these super melanated women, right? They can be proud of what they look like. And I understand that dark-skinned women have been torn down for so long.
Right.
And I am all with, the movement to, uplift and put them on a higher echelon, put them on a higher plateau. But why can't, Danny, why can't, and Doja Cat is trash, but why can't she appreciate like her skin tone just as much without, there being an issue? Even on the dude side, like Pop Smoke said, I like him red bone. We gotta let this go. We black people.
It's obviously what's promoted, but this is just it's everywhere.
Right.
You just see it all the time. I mean, like look at the way we view uh the like Cubans, like the lighter skinned Cubans. If you
Mm-hmm.
ever see any ads or anything that's put out on billboards or stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's always the lighter skinned people. Brazil, if you if you're a darker skinned Brazilian, they may attack you just for the fuck of it.
Definitely gotta address that because there's a lot more to say on that.
Yeah. Next on the list, and taking out the trash probably a little long today, but it's worth
It's a
it.
lot of trash, man.
Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Mm,
QAnon queen.
mm.
Uh, if you don't know what QAnon is, they just promote a lot of conspiracy theories. If you got somebody
Yeah,
in Congress that promotes conspiracy theories, we in trouble, bro.
yeah. Deep trouble.
In trouble. Ain't she from Georgia?
Of course.
Of
Of course
course.
she's from here. Of course she's a congresswoman
Where she be from?
representing the great state of Georgia. Of a few years ago, like when the whole Parkland shooting went down, she wasn't even, in Congress then. She
No, she was
was
just being disgusting on Facebook.
she was just being, a white woman, basically. It's really sad how, we knew and everybody knew who she was, but she still was appointed to office. She still has a seat in Congress. That's really sad because that shows you the shape of America at the time. Now, granted, again, political optimism. I really hope, it's turning around for the best, but that was the shape of, America then because a shooting had just happened where kids were killed at a school, and she's interviewing a survivor, calling him a coward because he didn't want to talk about his pain. He didn't want to talk about why he was at the Capitol rallying for gun control. Like he just witnessed his friends get killed.
Well, I mean, that just if you can align yourself with Trump, that made it so you can get away with anything.
Facts,
So
facts.
I think that's where she was and still is, obviously, because day one she was talking about putting impeachment papers on Biden. So
Which was ridiculous because like this man Cardi B said excuse me, Cardi B said this man ain't even had a chance to take a shit in the White House yet. And you trying to impeach him? he
yeah,
ain't even, he ain't even had a chance to Chris in the bathrooms.
so yeah. But enough about her, man. We got to talk about former Seattle offensive lineman Chad Wheeler. Big white dude beats up the black wife, and we haven't really heard shit about it.
At all. At
Um,
all.
I know people have a problem with interracial relationships, but these are the kind of things that scare some people. I mean, some
Mhm.
people do make too much of it, but this is the type of shit that scares certain people.
Right, right.
Like
And this
the
is go ahead.
well, it's just I just don't feel like certain races will ever be able to treat a black woman the way a black man will. I just don't. I don't care how much you love black women, and because it always sounds like a fetish.
Right. It does.
Sounds like a fetish, but I don't care how much you love black women, and I respect black women so much, and yeah, I just don't feel like any other race will love a black woman the way a black man will, and we can do better. I do know that.
A whole lot better.
I'm
A
not
whole
denying
lot.
that. Not denying that, but
Right.
I just feel like no other race will love black women the way that we do.
I and I have to agree with that because it's deeper than the surface. It's deeper than the skin tones. It's deeper than well, I'm a white dude from New York and you a black woman from South Carolina. It's deeper than that. It's black men know what black women go through. Black men know what black women have been through. Black women protect black men. And in New York, this past week, I'm really digging this uprising of black men standing up for black women. Now, it was a black woman that was assaulted in a liquor store in Harlem, and there was a mass of black men just standing outside that liquor store, not letting anybody in. You're not going in.
They should.
Not until we get some justice for our sister here. Like you're not going in. We're not gonna let nobody do business in here. And they basically took Harlem
Yeah.
because she was assaulted.
They
And
should have shut it.
in my heart of hearts, I just don't feel like. And if it would have happened, like then the white dudes would have been out there. But I just don't see white men organizing for something like that.
And they don't.
Right. So I definitely have to agree with you on that whole white men can't love black women like black men can.
In
That's
the
just a fact.
NFL, people talk about being done with the NFL because protesting and the names on the back of the helmet and shit
Mhm.
like that. But you just fine with them having people who beat on people.
Unless they black because they didn't
Of
care
course.
about Ray Rice.
We already know if this was some little white woman, got her ass kicked. It's not even that she got her ass kicked. Dude tried to kill this woman.
Right.
Choked her out,
Right.
left her in bed, thought she was deceased, talking about a
Right.
manic episode. That's bullshit.
Right. Because if RG, and then we keep going back to this, if RG3 had done anything similar, like if RG3 had, yelled at his wife in public, he'd be all over the news for
Look
yelling
into
at his wife.
I haven't heard anything about this situation yet, other than me doing my own research.
Right.
If not
Right.
for Twitter,
And then freaking Fox 5 again, Fox 5 on Facebook, they put the story up, right? And the picture had Chris Carson in it, making it seem like Chris Carson was the aggressor and not, Chad Wheeler. And
and for
then
people who are not even into football, now you confusing. Hell, they may already be biased anyway. So now they see the
right.
black dude, be like, oh yeah, that's the guy that beat up his wife. You're like, no,
Right.
that wasn't.
They were literally just in the picture together. And I just felt I will never for the life of me understand why, Fox 5 just decides to use these
We know why they did that.
ambiguous pictures. Like, why are you putting a picture of the two of them up there?
We know why.
Uh, exactly, because you know that there are some people who are going to take this without even reading the story and just see the headline and see Chris Carson and Chad Wheeler and just automatically assume it was Chris Carson. And
We
then
know
they'll
exactly.
be, quick to, jump in the comments and say something about the left and oh, the lefties and the leftists and all this and that. Like, bro, like this ain't even got anything to do with politics. This is, right and wrong. This is just being a good human. Like, if you can't see past your political views to, call this clown out on his racist ass behavior and his manic episode, as he called it, you don't, when you have, a platform, you're not allotted a manic episode
Of course
because
not.
you have
And
to be accountable. You gotta, be accountable for your actions. Got people
it's
looking at you.
another situation of non-politically modified. This is another situation where it should be, I got niggas for your niggas. Be like, listen, y'all not gonna do nothing about it. Don't worry about it, because I got a couple of brothers and some uncles. They gonna handle that.
Exactly.
Seriously,
I, I just
I know. I listen. I know myself, and I know what I would do if that was
mhm.
my mom. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's a situation where y'all might as well get my I ain't getting out, so might as well get my book. Might as well get the money ready for my books.
Right.
I'm
I
not
go
getting
buy
out.
some cigarettes and be all right in there, man.
Yeah, my books, 'cause I know I'm not getting out.
At all. At all.
So,
Because, oh my goodness, especially if like it was blamed on some manic episode and like
and we started with the manic episode. Don't
right.
it, it's not about, it wasn't his background.
No.
It wasn't, oh, maybe she said something to him, because it's
Mm-mm.
gonna get there too. Let's figure out what the conversation was. Maybe she said something that set him off. Fuck that.
Mm.
Because like I said, I'm not getting out of jail. If that's my family, I'm not getting out of jail.
At all. At all.
And it's
I
just where
just
we same cycle every time.
I just find it a little weird, man. just find it a little weird that it's just been really hush hush about Chad.
And I know what it is. It's you don't want that kind of stuff driving your ratings going into the Super Bowl. I know that. But do the right fucking thing.
True. Denounce this man. If this man ends up with a job next season somewhere,
And he
man,
may,
the
because
jig is up.
you know what the attention span of white people is when it comes to controversy. It just depends on the skin tone.
It depends on the skin tone. Because there are plenty of teams that needed a quarterback this season.
Of course.
Plenty of teams that needed a quarterback.
But I think I'm gonna get back to that guy in another episode because that shit's pissing me off.
We're gonna have to revisit that though.
We'll revisit that. So this is gonna be
heavy.
It is heavy, man. It's gonna be the end of episode 3 for the episode episode 3 for the extra seasoning podcast, man. See, I'm flustered. This shit is just it's getting me there, boy. It's getting me there.
Got my man's all everywhere right now, man.
We need a drink. Fucking around with this. But it's been your boy Sleazy Stevie.
Why you do this to me, Stevie?
Man, it's been Steve, your boy Steve, and DJ, SBS 4K, Deontay Jamel Records, brought to you by StreetCarVintage.com. But
that's the brand.
But check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. You need to get somewhere else too.
Google Podcasts coming soon.
Podcast coming soon, man. One of these days we're gonna get the video going, so we can get this YouTube channel popping. I don't know. I don't try to get the subscribers up.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. But that was episode 3. Y'all be checking back for some more content, man.
Giuseppe. Went from the hoop to the Chevy. Went from the Chevy to Lamb. Now this hoes call me the man. Went from no hope to broke joke to $1 million man. Now these hoes call me the man.